D-bag.
Yeah, well, listen. That's what Robin Hood did. Robin Hood stole from the friar to give to his daughter's volleyball team.
Well,
that's what happens. Nothing else has popped off from RG3 or Ryan Clark, right? The day I
don't think so.
The day I had with my father and my sister was, boy, they were mad at each other.
You want to know what I decided yesterday?
What did you decide?
Coming out of all of this?
What?
I'm genuinely making an effort to stay off that stupid app.
No, finally.
It's so dumb.
Finally.
Chris was like beside himself last night. During the Thunder Timberwolves game, I did not touch my phone once. I put it on a table on the other side of the room, and I never got up. I'm like commenting through the commercials. Chris is like, when's the last time you sat and watched all the commercials? I said, years, but I'm done. I don't care about Ryan Clark and RG3.
Thank you for
Don't
coming
worry,
over
I
here.
will stay. I'm finding ways to stay
Like it's your job.
tapped in. It's my job. I'm here. We'll be able to
Correct.
talk about everything. But holy hell,
Finally.
these people, thank you, Fever Sky, for sending me to a place of betterment for myself.
I'm trying to think of what the moment was for me when I was like, okay, I'm done.
I just can't.
I'm just going, I can't. I will put this phone down and I will, at a certain point in time at night, you guys will text, other people will text, call. I just won't have my phone by me because I don't even want to be tempted by that godforsaken app. I can't remember what the moment was though. It was something so small, trivial, stupid.
Yes.
I was like, all right, I'm done here.
All of a sudden I was reading a post from Martin Luther King
Yep,
Jr.'s
yep,
daughter
that's a good one.
weighing in on this.
She wasn't even, she was like,
No, she was like, why is my
Why
father
is my
being
father being
brought into
brought
this?
up
Yeah.
in this?
And I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
quick, 15 seconds, what was the song?
Are you familiar with the song Flight to Memphis
No.
from Smokey Margila?
What?
He was the guy that A$AP Rocky signed, and he was supposed to be the next A$AP, but then he was charged with like second-degree attempted murder, and he's in jail. But Flight to Memphis, it's a bop, and it is staying. I'd forgotten about that song. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, May 20th. It is 21st. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, the conference finals are up and running in the NBA. Thunder win game 1 by 26 points. Knicks Pacers start tonight. We'll get into the action from last evening. NBA announced its all-rookie team. We saw 2 Memphis Grizzlies make the first team. WNBA action from last night. Caitlin Clark setting records, but the Fever fall to the dream. I'm so glad I predicted them to make the WNBA finals and not to go undefeated this season. D'Angelo Williams will join us as he does each and every Wednesday. We never know what we'll chat with him about. Then we'll do a little WTF Wednesday. We'll get into the rest of our day. Midweek. It's a Wednesday.
We're not doing this. Go straight.
I have another one.
Better have
It's a
another
Wednesday. You know what we say. R.I.P. Norm from Cheers.
Norm!
R.I.P. Norm. And if you make... Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting the NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope, too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out. Let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, midway through our week. NBA Conference Finals to get through, WNBA action last night as well. Always a busy Wednesday, but CJ, lock me up. Lock me up, throw away the key. I just fouled Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from here. That's how I feel this morning. You could do it. I could do it. We could all send Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the free throw line.
You watched that game, and the first thing you want to talk about is okay, all right.
No.
I can't.
It was just a joke. God,
what was it?
Have a sense of
Okay,
humor.
all right. I don't know when you be joking anymore.
The Thunder
Jesse.
won by 26 points last night, which is crazy because it was a 2-point game with like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and I did not feel blowout a breezing in, a blowout a brewing, but that's stupid because this is how the Thunder operate. They just keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you, and it goes from 2 to 6 to 8 to 15 to 26, and what started off in the game last night as one team that was playing on a week's rest versus one team that was playing on 2 nights rest from a 7-game series. I thought the Thunder were slow early on, missing a lot of layups, missing free throws. SGA did draw like 4 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game, but he was missing. He was going 1-on-1 at the line quite often. Rudy Gobert, 2 fouls in 2 minutes, and you're like, whatever. But then they finally stopped putting the hand in the cookie jar, at least in the first half, when it came to SGA. They were defending him well. OKC couldn't do anything offensively. And on the flip side, the Timberwolves are getting another epic performance from Julius Randle, who was, I think, 5 of 6 from 3 in the first half of that game. And you're like, wow, the Timberwolves should really be rolling. And then you look at the score at half, and they're only up 4. And that feels like they didn't capitalize on a crucial opportunity. And they were taking so many threes, and they were missing so many wide open threes. But still, I was thinking to myself, wow, the Timberwolves could steal game 1, and I could look a little silly by feeling so convinced that this was going to be an easier series for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But then that third quarter rolls around and that 17-2 run hits, and you're like, oh my God, they're doing it again. And it is how they do it for 68 games in the regular season. It's how they've done it through the first 2 series, first the sweep over the Grizzlies and then the 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets. But they turn that defense into offense. Jesus turned water into wine, but the Thunder turned defense into offense in a very similar way. And it just looks so easy. And it is random guys like Kenrich Williams coming up big from the bench and having some huge minutes in that third quarter. Like, if you could have guessed any of the Thunder bench members, I probably would have put Kenrich Williams towards the end of that list. But sure enough, it is him who has 8 points, and the defensive changes that they made, they went small and they made the Timberwolves just completely inept in their own sense. And the Thunder do it again. They do it again.
The Thunder had, I'm trying to remember, 12 less points from three than the Timberwolves. Timberwolves made 4 more threes.
The Timberwolves were 15 or
30
51.
more three-pointers than what the Thunder did and only came away with 12 more points from three.
Yes.
The Timberwolves, it was a high turnover game. Timberwolves got to do a much better job valuing the basketball, taking care of the basketball. But they only turned the ball over 4 or 5 more times than the Thunder did. The Thunder had 28 points off of turnovers. The Timberwolves
31, actually.
only 31.
Mm-hmm.
31. Timberwolves only had 10. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's there. When the opportunities are there, you have to take advantage of them. The Thunder did. The Timberwolves didn't. I think that the decision to go smaller was big for the Thunder. You can guard Julius Randle with a smaller player. You can do to Julius Randle what you did to Jaren Jackson Jr. with a smaller player. Get up into him, force him to take some dribbles to try and back down, and then swarm him as soon as the ball hits the floor. And once they started doing that, there was no fear from the Timberwolves making threes. You knew they were going to take them. There was no thought that, hey, they're going to start making these at some point in time. At a certain point, man, you got to look around and say, all right, we've just missed our 30th three. Maybe, just maybe, we don't take these anymore.
Well, if I was a Timberwolves fan and I watched
bit.
Dante DiVincenzo launch another three, I would have been irate. Like, I would, like...
What was he? Do you have it in front of you?
Why are you doing
3 for 8?
He himself...
Yes, him.
...was from 3?
Yes.
3 of 12.
3 of 12.
But if you want to go with DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they go 5 of 28 from 3, 4 of 24 on open threes. Because that's the thing. Like, not only are the discrepancies from the three-point line huge, in terms of what they deem open threes, the Timberwolves as a team were 11 of 39 and OKC was 10 of 16. And we know I'm bad at math, but I think the way percentages work, that's a pretty vast difference of one team efficiently making their three-point shots and another team chucking them up and hoping for the best. And you just can't play the Thunder that way. And even looking at the adjustment that the Thunder made with putting Jaylen Williams more on the ball, running the offense through him early in that second half and allowing SGA to get off the ball and starting to get into a rhythm. And next thing you know, Jaylen Williams is playing well and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing like an MVP, but he's also doing stuff like this and getting an and one, and you're left just shaking your head a bit. And I am going to do this.
For what?
Because I came to the conclusion last night, because this is how I watch games. I'm sitting there watching my game without my phone because that's my new strategy in this world. But I don't feel good watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It does not spark joy, as the great Marie Kondo would say. And it's very easy for me to understand why there are so many Thunder haters out there. They are an AI team. They are artificial intelligence. They have picked up the coding and the data of what works in the NBA, and I get it. That could also just mean like, wow, they're a good team, and this is why they're the 1 seed in the West and the obvious favorites to win the NBA Finals. But they know exactly what they can get away with, and it starts with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who even Doris Burke during the broadcast is referencing that he is known by NBA Twitter as a free throw merchant. In the middle of the game, she is saying, this is the man known as a free throw merchant. But whether it's in Twitter or in person or in text, because even my mother is texting me last night saying that she does not enjoy watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play basketball because he is a flopper. And he represents what so many people dislike about the league, and that is that he is drawing what are perceived as weak calls and getting to the free throw line. And it feels very unethical basketball-like. Now, CJ, I'm with you, because yes, that is the perception of it, the reality. And if you're a Thunder fan, you're screaming like, that's too damn bad, because what he's doing is completely a part of the game. What he's doing is moving unlike other players. He is driving to the basket. He is taking advantage of how the game is being officiated. He is getting to the free throw line, and he only took 14 free throws last night. He only took 14 free throws, but it's the feel of it. And I think it is just because it so pinpointingly represents what people have deemed one of their least favorite things about modern basketball. And so it doesn't matter when you get into the nitty gritty of, okay, was that worthy of a foul? If there's even 3 instances within a game that it feels so egregious as it pertains to Shai, you're going to have people shaking their fists saying this isn't my MVP. And I get it. I understand, because even as I'm watching the game, and I'm not a Thunder hater. I think this is a very good basketball team. I appreciate their physicality. I appreciate the way that they play defense, the way that leads to such easy offense. I love the youth factor. I love that they're defying the notion that just because you're young doesn't mean that you can make a sincere run at a championship. And I know it's one game, but I watched that game last night, and I said Thunder in 5 yesterday. I would change it to Thunder in 4. I don't think it's out of the question that we get a Thunder sweep. And it's going to take a massive Anthony Edwards game. One of those he's rising into the moment. And I don't know if his ankle is good enough for him to have that opportunity this series. And I don't know if he's good enough and this team is good enough to have it, because they certainly don't have enough ball handlers to go up against this Thunder defense. But all of that to say is, as an empath, CJ, I understand where people are coming from as they get frustrated watching Shai.
Why are you not frustrated by the piss poor defense being played on Shai? Right? Why are you not frustrated by the dudes committing the fouls on Shai? Shai hit the ground a couple of times and there was no whistle. He hit the ground 3 or 4 times and there was no whistle, because in those instances the refs didn't think there was a foul. But we don't allow hand checking anymore. So if your hand is on him as he goes up, that's a foul. If you're pushing him out as he's trying to drive to the rim and he gets a shot up, that's a foul. God forbid you hit his arm, that is a foul. I don't understand
it's
why
never about, is it a foul? It's not about zero contact.
I don't
it's
understand.
About him initiating it and again, selling it. He's doing it exactly right. He is a robot who has evolved and understood, I am going to get these calls. If I hit the ground, they're either going to have to call a travel in most cases or a foul. And more often than not, they're going to call a foul.
They didn't do that at all last night. The fouls he got, he didn't hit the ground.
A couple of them he did.
All right. I didn't see any of them where he hit the ground. I saw some where
that
him
one
flying
and
down.
one on that, I think it was on the 10-0 run.
Yeah, with the dude's hand on him as he's trying to get to the rim.
I'm saying it's marginal contact that gets called, and people get frustrated about it.
You guys are getting frustrated
but then
about a
people
dude
get
who's getting
frustrated
fouled.
when Ja's getting undercut in the air.
Yeah,
People are getting frustrated
be frustrated about that.
Be frustrated about Ja getting undercut. Be frustrated about it. Hey, you're getting into yelling. Can you continue the whisper?
Like you.
CJ, won't you just put
Be frustrated about it. I didn't even yell. Be frustrated.
Yeah, but even your yell is even your whisper is a yell. It's a well.
I guess
it's a yisper.
Draymond Green and myself, 2 angry black men.
Oh my God. Go do a podcast with him about it, the plight of your situation. No, but you don't understand at all how people can watch the Oklahoma City Thunder and be like, oh my God, this man gets one of the softest whistles in the league. You don't feel that at all. What? You don't have any frustration watching how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is
I watched that game
officiated.
and thought it was officiated appropriately. I thought it was. I don't understand. I struggle to comprehend what is going on here with the foul merchant thing. You're mad at the guy for drawing fouls, and I feel like you guys are bailing out bad basketball players who are committing said fouls. Like, there's a way to defend without getting those calls. Alex Caruso does it. Dort does it. They both play for the Thunder. And there are other players who do that well at a high level. They defend without fouling. There's a way to do it. And for whatever reason, we have decided, since he is the one continuing to get foul calls, all right, there's a problem there. You bring up Ja. I understand that undercut should have been a flagrant. Not sure how it wasn't flagrant, how it wasn't an immediate ejection. Right? I'm not sure why that is. But I think you can be frustrated about that moment without saying, okay, SGA sucks, he's a foul merchant.
I don't want to say he sucks. He doesn't. The way he gets to the basket is incredible. The way he's able to operate with even the tiniest bit of space. It's why you have to guard him so closely, because he is able to capitalize on that. I thought last night was, in the words of Michael Malone, that's why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is your MVP. The second half performance by him, and it was bizarre to listen to Michael Malone both on the pregame broadcast and on the postgame broadcast, and you cannot...
Is he good?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
We're getting the beginning glimpses of the rehab assignment. Like, this is what we get with coaches who are fired. Do a little broadcast rehab stint. See if it sticks. Do you really like to broadcast? Are you really good at it? Maybe that's your future. Do people remember or become nostalgic for you as a coach? Okay, congrats. You have your next opportunity. We can't make a decision. It's just, as we say so often in sports, it's just one game. But I did find myself chuckling listening to Michael Malone, who a couple months ago was going on a diatribe about why Nikola Jokic is one of the best players in the world, and then standing there saying, well, this is clearly why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is your MVP. That is petty, appropriate, but petty, and I live for it. Those are the moments that exist in the NBA that just feel so very special. But ultimately, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a tremendous player. They're expected to name MVP later today. We have exhausted the conversation of why he will win it over Nikola Jokic, even though Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. And I think the series between the Thunder and the Nuggets just furthered that point, even though the Nuggets end up being the losing team in that series. I just think it is representative of when your MVP is that kind of a player, right or wrong, it is going to spur conversations on this is why I don't like watching the NBA. And I don't think that's fair. I think it's dumb. And I had to come to Jesus with myself last night. Why am I okay when Jaylen Brunson does it, or at least more okay when Jaylen Brunson plays a similar game, as opposed to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? You want to know what I came up with?
Because Shai's beating your team.
No, because Jaylen Brunson is short. And so it feels
short
like it's
privilege.
Short people privilege, short king privilege. It feels like a necessary overcompensation to make it a fair game, which, doesn't have to make a ton of sense, but that's where I landed on it. And I like the joy of this Thunder team. That's not my issue with them at all, because as people look at their post-game interviews and everything they do, and they're like, this is a goofy team, this is a cheesy team. No, I love that. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm all for. And now they're able to be in a position where if they win a championship, they can do anything they want with it. I just watched that game last night, and my biggest takeaway was I am very confident in this Thunder team moving forward. I did not have a lot of confidence in the Timberwolves to begin with, and I know the easiest adjustment is to just sit here and say, well, the Timberwolves got that many open threes, maybe they'll make their shots next time. But when it comes to the players, like, are you really feeling fear when Dante DiVincenzo shoots the ball at this point in the postseason? Are you really feeling fear with Naz Reid? Like, I love Naz Reid. Notorious Grizz killer Naz Reid. He had a horrible game yesterday. A horrible game. So maybe that gets better. But when you're like 4 through 8 are that significantly better than the Timberwolves, I just think the Thunder can roll.
Yeah, I agree with that. Somebody's going to have to be superhuman. Randall or Edwards or somebody on that roster is going to have to go out there and go for 50 in a game and give themselves a chance. That if you are the Timberwolves right now, you say, okay, we had a bunch of open looks from 3, we'll make those. That's what you're telling yourself. We had a bunch of open looks from 3, we'll make those. If we just take care of the basketball, we'll be all right. The game started and they went to the coaches in the locker room talking about X's and O's and stuff. And Finch is the Timberwolves coach, right? Finch was in the locker room talking.
Disney Channel original movie dad, Chris Finch.
He was like, hey, listen, they feed off of turnovers. We can't give them turnovers because they'll turn those into scoring opportunities and clockwork. They're the Thunder are turning the turnovers into scoring opportunities. The Thunder did a really, really good job in swarming the ball handler when they turned their back to try and back down a smaller player. So they got Julius Randle on some turnovers doing that. I think they might have got Naz Reid a time or two doing that as well. They got to find a way, the bigger players out on the perimeter, the dudes who can go by you, they've got to be able to go by you without turning their backs. Because the second you turn your back, Jalen Williams or Caruso or Dort or somebody on that perimeter, Shai, is going to come swarm you and get that ball. That's just the way that works. Jay Will, we hadn't talked about him. And I knew Denver was giving him fits and giving him hells.
Mm-hmm.
Hells.
I love when I'm giving hells.
Because his braids weren't done right. Like his hair was all matted and messed
He's
up.
so back.
He's back now. He went and got
5 steals.
He went back, got somebody to do the braids real quick, got them nice and neat and trimmed. Go back and look at Game 7.
Yeah.
Every time you saw the top of his head, his hair was all over the place. Like, oh, they've got my man frazzled. He did not sleep last night. He does not have time to go get his hair braided. He tried to figure them out. But now, hair's braided up all nice and tight and looking good. 5 steals. He played like a true number 2 on that team. And, I don't know what adjustments the Timberwolves can make other than
make your shots
and take care of the ball.
That's so much easier said than done against the Thunder. Also, we haven't mentioned him. That stretch by Chet Holmgren in the fourth quarter was really impressive when he had like the back-to-back dunks off the pick and rolls, and I think he had a putback as well, and just his ability. He is something that the Timberwolves did not see in any of their other like, nobody had that kind of size, and now they are forced to reckon with that size. And between Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid, they really struggled with it. I am curious if from a Thunder adjustment standpoint, and it's hard because Isaiah Hartenstein's also these are all very, very good options. But is there a universe where the Thunder throw Caruso in the starting lineup, who has been, I just wouldn't do it because Caruso's been so effective coming in off the bench. Like, why mess with something?
No reason to.
Why fix it if it's not broke?
And Hartenstein did a tremendous job boxing out. Not sure what the rebound is. I think he might have had 6 rebounds, but 5. But boxing out matters. We scream and clamor around these parts about simply just box out and then go get the ball. If you got dudes around you, and the Thunder do, Dort, Williams, the other Jaylen, Caruso, Chet. They've got dudes, Isaiah Joe, they got dudes who will go get the ball.
I'm telling you, they're a robot team.
All you have to do is box out if you're Hartenstein, and that's what he did. He did a tremendous, hitting the dude, turning, arms up, and then just scooting back a little bit. Just boom, just scooting back a little bit. They were moving them out the way so his teammate could get the ball. That's all he needs to do. So there's value in doing that. Also, some of the screens he was setting, really good. Some of the screens he set are why Shea was getting foul calls. Yes. Why ball handlers are getting foul calls, because the defender is on the hip, the defender is scrambling, I go up, the defender can't stop, now I'm getting fouled, right? Like, there's a place for that. It might not show up in the stat sheet all the time, but I do think there is value in having a dude on the court against this Timberwolves team who can simply box out.
They're a robot team. They have fooled us by doing their fun little throwing the towels on the post-game reporter. Doesn't that feel like something that a robot would do? The robot didn't even change up the last names. They have 3 players with the same last name and 2 players with the same name. And like, tell me, like, Isaiah Joe doesn't sound like a 2 first name kind of guy that gets thrown out by a simulation. I'm saying it. Thunder are our first artificial intelligence team, and they're gonna win a championship with it. And we hate AI. There's nothing we hate more right now than AI.
Is it AI, or are they just doing the little
Exactly.
things?
They're AI. Isn't that something AI would do?
The little things?
They're better than everyone else.
Do the
little things. You don't want to do anything like egregious. You're not coming out here being like, monsters. You just are doing the little things. You can fly under the radar. You're not real. You can't fool me. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, 2 Memphis Grizzlies earned first-team all-rookie honors yesterday. Both Zach Edey and Jaylen Wells got on that list. We'll also get into some of the WNBA action from last night. I watched the Fever Dream game on NBA TV. Fever lost to the Dream, but Caitlin Clark made a little history in the process. We'll get into it when we come back.
Talk a little bit about Jaylen Wells. Jaylen Wells, man, he finished 3rd in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
The first ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
I got some Cam Ward news for you, by the way.
Let me hear it.
You talk about being able to sell some jerseys. 7 minutes ago at his introductory press conference in Nashville, Warren Moon walks in. I give you permission to wear number 1. Young guy.
Wow.
He hands him the number 1 jersey.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm going to give you permission to wear number 1. So he's going to have the number 1 Cam Ward jersey.
That's amazing.
We're rocking the Cam Ward number 1 Titans jersey.
That's amazing.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance
But
of
you get a lot
sticking.
of stuff. You get a parade. I think you
do?
go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Along with last night's Thunder dominating victory over the Timberwolves, the NBA named their all-rookie teams, and looky here, first team all-rookie includes 2 Memphis Grizzlies, both Jaylen Wells and Zach Edey making that final cut. Jaylen Wells all but assumed after he was third, my brain just broke. The AI got in my brain because I called them out, and now they've implanted a chip. Just, see how that all works. He finished third in Rookie of the Year voting. But your first team, as you saw up there, including Zach Edey, Jaylen Wells. Can you flip that graphic back up, Jacob? Because I do not have it in front of me. Castle and Risa Shea are your first team. I thought this was awesome from a standpoint of just seeing 2 Memphis Grizzlies represented on the first team. First time that's happened since Ja Morant and Brandon Clark were both named first team all rookies. But this one just feels different because this one was never to be expected going into last season, right? Like once the season plays out, sure, you understand how this transpires. But if you had gone back a year ago, coming out of the NBA draft, and told people the Memphis Grizzlies were going to have 2 teams or 2 players on the all-rookie first team, there is no way, because your rookies are Zach Edey, who's a lottery pick, but who many people perceived as not a great pick for the Memphis Grizzlies, or at bare minimum, a pick that was going to require a lot of time to nurture in his NBA career, because what do we know about rookie centers? They usually take some time to develop. And then with Jaylen Wells, there is nobody in this world who saw the Grizzlies pick Jaylen Wells out of Washington State with the 39th pick in the draft and said, you know what? I bet he ends up on an all-rookie team when all is said and done. Like, and if you were, please come out of the woodworks, because I would love to know somebody who prognosticated that. But what it is a testament to Jaylen Wells, who even going into the season wasn't supposed to have a significant spot in this Grizzlies rotation, and took full advantage of being put in a position where he ends up starting, and he takes that starting spot and he doesn't lose it until he ultimately gets hurt and isn't able to play for the remainder of the season after he broke his wrist. And good news from Jaylen Wells' father on Twitter this morning that Jaylen Wells has been cleared for basketball activity. He can get back to everything, all activity moving forward. Jaylen Wells is back, which should be good news. Perhaps we see him at Summer League. I know they announced the Salt Lake City Summer League dates earlier this week, so that starts on July 5th. I don't think you need to see Jaylen Wells at Summer League, but if you do see him, see Zach Edey, see Cam Spencer, see Gigi Jackson, we don't know what that roster will look like yet. But from a standpoint of a player's journey, like, this is what it really is all about, to go from high school to his high school career being a little funkier because of the COVID situation. He has to go play at Sonoma State. He goes from Sonoma State, Division II, to Washington State for one season, picked by the Grizzlies, 39th. And then when all is said and done, you're looking at someone who made first-team All-Rookie. That's an incredible story. And we have seen time and time again, it is hard to say with absolutism how a player is going to be based on if they make the All-Rookie list or not. But with Jaylen Wells, he has shown every bit of a reason to be encouraged about what he could be for this team long term. Now, also standing out on this was like, holy hell, the Grizzlies were in the playoffs and had two rookies who were on the first team, which means that they were used a lot and had an opportunity to play a lot, and it makes a whole lot of sense why the Grizzlies were perhaps not in a position to make a long run in the postseason, because it's really difficult to rely on two rookies that heavily. I think the only other playoff team that had a rookie on either first team or second team is Khalil Ware, who, with the Miami Heat, made the second team. But ultimately, it should mean that you are encouraged going forward. You never hang all your hopes on the panning out of rookies, but I think we saw a lot of good stuff, especially from Jaylen Wells throughout the entirety of the season, and then the growth of Zach Edey, especially in the last month and a half of the year, gives you reason to be encouraged, and they will always be able to say that they were first-team All-Rookie.
Yep.
That's all you have?
Good for them. Listen, man.
It's an
Good. I gotta let them have their moment. Everything you said is spot on about what the season it started with from an expectation standpoint for those two in particular, and then what they were able to do going forward. That's honor that a lot of rookies don't get, that most rookies don't get, And while the Grizzlies do have bigger fish to fry, and I'm in the mind frame of frying fish. It's fish fry season, Jessica. All I can think about is frying fish right now. I had some fried fish last night, as a matter of fact. Let them have their moment, right? And then I think after today, we can go into everything else that the season was and what need be from them to take for this team to do the things necessary to take that next step forward and be where they want to be. But yeah, that's great for them. Kudos to them for the recognition and the awards. Somebody's going to have to one day seize the starting wing role from everybody else on this roster. And I'm not sure the Grizzlies have had anybody do that since Dylan Brooks left. So here's hoping that Jaylen Wells can be the one in control. He's cleared for basketball stuff right now. So here's hoping when it's all said and done, Jaylen Wells or somebody seizes control of that last wing spot on this team, and we're not going into next season wondering okay, who's going to take control of this thing? So maybe he can continue his narrative and his journey by doing that. And Zach Edey, I'm sure, is somewhere working on himself and his game. And I hope that he's watching some of these dudes in the playoffs saying, oh, Hartenstein has a nice little mid-post floater thing that he can do. Mm-hmm. I want to get some of that action. I got a nice hook game, but I would like a nice little bloop-up game right there on my Brandon Clark. Just go bloop-up. Maybe I can get that. I'm seeing how Chet and some of these other bigs are moving without the basketball and cutting towards the rim and catching the ball. Rudy Gobert, tough passes, holding on to the ball and going up strong and finishing through contact. I'm working on some of that as well. I'm sure they're doing that. So I don't want to bring that up and say this is what they should be doing because they're doing that. Just, hey, congratulations to you. Honor well deserved. Good job. Good job.
And the nimbleness of bigs that can operate. Here's the thing. So if you were...
You're asking Frankenstein's monster to be nimble.
Yeah, but you know what? As the Frankenstein's monster, we're talking about Frankenstein's monster of the what? When did Shelley write Frankenstein?
Oh, Marie Shelley wrote it. I'm going to say 1872. When was Frankenstein written?
Marie Shelley wrote Frankenstein
in
18... Is it Mary?
No, it might be Marie.
No, it's Mary. It's Mary.
Is it Mary?
Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
Come on, Jessica, be a better woman.
1818.
1818?
So if you are comparing Frankenstein of today to Frankenstein of 1818, I think that is overlooking a little thing we call progress in this world. And so I think you can ask Frankenstein. And usually we've seen different body types. Like even watching, you should hear me watch Chet Holmgren play basketball. It's not a very enjoyable experience sitting next to me. Ask Chris. He's really sick of it. Every time he hits the ground, I audibly gasp. Chris is like, he just fell. He's okay. But it's his legs. They're so small, and they make me so nervous. And honestly, the same thing goes for somebody like a Victor Wembanyama. But there's a sturdiness to Zach Edey, where if you can instill the nimbleness of those smaller big men, that's an oxymoron, the small big men, the thinner, the svelter big men, I should say, I think there's a reason to be encouraged. Even watching like Rudy Gobert last night, he got out on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the perimeter and was having success early on in that game. And I think we've seen like trickles of what Zach Edey can be, both as a like wider ranged offensive player, but especially on the defensive end. But if you were looking at the Western Conference moving forward, you want to know what you need on your roster? You want to know what I think should be like hope number one that you have? Just someone who is in the 7 to 7'4" range. And the Grizzlies have one of those because you are going to have to experience Victor Wembanyama for the next however many years he plays. You're going to have to experience Cooper Flagg, who, oh geez, so happy that he landed in the West with the Dallas Mavericks. Like, you just have to have one of those big guys. What?
I'm sorry. You do have to have one of those big guys. I hate cutting you off.
So you're happy that you have one of those big guys who was good enough to be named to the first team all-rookie, and one of those guys who seems like I think it was DeMichael Cole who had the quote from him from early in the season about a lot of people overthinking Zach Edey in the league. And there were times throughout the season, which is to be anticipated for a rookie, where those people probably felt validated. And I don't want to like spitball, but like one of them could be sitting to my left at times. And there are reasons to feel validated in your just like pause that how dominant and efficient he was in his college career at Purdue would translate to the NBA. But he is someone who heard all of that. He is somebody who has taken that in. And I do appreciate this idea of Zach Edey sitting there being fed by, in some cases, disrespect, but on a more basic level, just hesitancy of what he could be. And that can all fuel you don't want someone who's complacent. And I don't think there's anything complacent about Zach Edey right now. Like, he has a lot to prove. And I feel like this was a first step, and then we'll see how he ultimately ends up playing next season. But there's a lot left to be.
Was Frankenstein's monster, the people in the chat, Nick specifically, is saying Frankenstein's monster of 1818 was 5'10". That can't be true. Can it? Like, Dr. Frankenstein was 5'10". Frankenstein's monster had to be over 6'5". Had to.
He's 8 feet.
Okay, good. Nick, shut up.
We still haven't even gotten real people who are 8 feet tall in the National Basketball League.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yes, because Goliath was.
Of course.
Yeah, he was a giant.
Godzilla was a giant.
Is that a person, Jessica?
I don't know. Does he have a soul?
Is that what makes you a person?
I don't know.
Okay.
What makes you? Let's ask AI.
What are you doing?
What makes you a person?
You have to have opposable thumbs, walk upright, give live birth, hair.
Oh, thanks, AI.
Spine.
Defining what makes a person is complex and has been debated across philosophy, law, and ethics for centuries. Cognitive criteria. Personhood is often linked to cognitive abilities such as consciousness, reasoning, self-motivated activity, communication, self-awareness. I think Frankenstein has all those things. I think Godzilla has all those things.
Yeah, Frankenstein
definitely
you could argue Frankenstein's monster is a person. I don't think you can argue Godzilla is. What are we talking about here? How do we get here from Zach Edey and Jaylen Wells?
You called him Frankenstein. I said that's disrespectful.
Oh, okay. That's how
I said Frankenstein has evolved. He's not. Frankenstein today would be like, from 3.
But you don't need him to do that, though.
No, you don't. But it'd be great if he could have one.
Yeah,
And he showed signs of all you need is to be respectable.
I don't think he even needs to be that.
That is not number one on the list of things that I'm hopeful that he.
Well, Hartenstein is what Jared Allen is. Now, Jared Allen can move side to side. He is a fleet of foot dude. And he's explosive as well, right? But you can be Kristaps Porzingis. You can be Karl Anthony Towns, two bigger dudes who struggle to move laterally, don't have the necessary lateral quickness, but to your point, have the ability to make threes and to stretch the defense out on the perimeter because they can knock down shots.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can be just the traditional big man, and if he is that at a high level, he's good to go. Rudy Gobert is that at a high level. Now, what Rudy Gobert does well, he is a tremendous rim protector, and when he rolls to the rim, if you give him a pass, Rudy Gobert is going to hold on to it. He's going to catch it. In traffic, he's going to catch it. And then he's going to go up, and he's either going to finish or he's going to get fouled. Yes. Although, I don't know how many times, feel like it happened 3 times. Rudy Gobert rolled, caught the ball, got into the air, and was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm Frankenstein's monster, and just threw it to the Thunder last game. Yeah. So maybe make some better decisions than that, and Rudy Gobert will have to make better decisions going forward if that's going to be open, and he's going to try and help his team win games against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But for Zach Edey, if he can do that, I think you count next year as a big-time success for the Grizzlies and for him.
The Thunder embed themselves in your brain, AI style, and suddenly you're throwing it to the other team. You're like, oh, God.
Some of those were ridiculous.
My brain is broken.
Some of those, Rudy Gobert is up and backwards and just like, here, you take it. Like, what are you doing, Rudy? Just calm down a little bit.
Nas Reed had a couple of those last night, too. I was like, who are you? What have they done to you? My Shayla, what have they done to you? WNBA action from last night. Should we take a break? D'Angelo Williams is not joining us. He texted CJ. So we have plenty of time to talk about last night's WNBA action. Fever Dream, also Ace's son played. We'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side, let you know about the slew of history that Caitlin Clark made in last night's loss to the Atlanta Dream. Also, I have some apologies that I need to give out to the Atlanta Dream because did I slander them coming. Okay, but they lost to the Mystics. Anyway, we'll get into it. We'll take a break, come back, talk about all the WNBA action from last night.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies at home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today. The Grizzlies, grannies, and grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
With an Good defense. Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
I thought Penny was smart to handle this the way he handled it. He expressed frustration with the system, the chaotic nature of it. The price hike on eggs ain't got nothing on the price hike on basketball players. The same dude who cost you $150,000 last summer is costing you $500,000 right now. I understand his sentiment, but he stopped well short of criticizing PJ Haggerty.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We're going to do our pick 6, 6 favorite Outkast songs in honor of Outkast being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Elevators is the most creative.
Me and you.
Yes. Your mama and your cousin too.
Every time I hear somebody say me and you, I
just go to the next one, right?
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify. I'll say it. Tatum is a Frankenstein also. He does not move side to side well either. I hope he feels.
So you think the Frankenstein baseline?
How well do you
how
move
well you
laterally?
Move side to side.
Yes. Frankenstein can get. If Frankenstein is chasing me, it's a lot like an alligator, right? You serpentine it, run side to side. He can't change direction.
So you're saying your base test for Frankenstein should be turning on, lean like a cholo, and if they can put their elbows up and move side to side, elbows up and side to side, then we can continue the conversation.
Are you stepping in that?
Elbows up, side to side. Not really.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. Because the upper body's good.
Upper body's fine.
I think Tatum's upper body.
Below the belt
he can,
only.
Yeah. Like, all right, get in the stance and just go side to side a little bit.
Did you know that there's a raffle to win a house in Ireland, and all you need is $7 and some luck?
What?
Yeah, that's right. I'm blowing the spot. Brandon C in the chat. Brandon said he signed up for this raffle. He's like, I can't tell you where it is, but you want to know what? Google's an incredible service these days. And I guess it was in the New York Times this morning as well. But yeah, you can enter this raffle for $7 and win a home in Ireland. I'm going to try to do that. But in the meantime,
what are you going to do with a home in Ireland? My mom and I are having a conversation. She wants to buy a house in Tanzania. She loves it. It's a beautiful country. I love it as well.
Yes.
She's like, yeah, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to gift it to you guys so you guys can go there for a summer vacation. It's like, lady, I'm not traveling 32 hours by plane for a vacation.
You want to know what I would say?
What?
If I were her? And then you'll never see me again.
God, you know what I would say?
Don't you dare say that about your mama.
I'm 30-something years old. I'm almost 40. How much more do I need to see this woman? I love her dearly. I love her like a mama. I've made my memories. I've seen her more than enough. Yeah.
No. Okay, I have a question for you. This came up yesterday. I wrote it down. I was so interested in it. Okay, you have the chance to live in 3 different places for 3 different periods of time. 1 week, 1 month, and 1 year. What are your 3 places?
For free?
Yeah. Like all
for free?
And anything hindering you from being in one of those spots doesn't exist. You can literally go anywhere for 1 week.
1 week.
1 month.
1 month.
And 1 year.
1 week at Disney World. One month for free?
For free.
Disney World. Let's go. Like in Disney World. Like
all
you're
of you living in the castle.
Get the hell out of the
park.
You're
living in that suite that the really rich people go to.
Yes, that's where I'm living at.
Okay.
1 month. For a month, I wouldn't mind doing like New York City. New York City.
For a whole month?
For a whole month.
Okay, you
Let's
eat
get
good.
it. And it's
and you
free.
could eat everywhere.
Eat everywhere. I could do Broadway.
Yeah.
I could do all these random New York events, especially right now. Like right now in New York, with the Knicks being good. Yeah, give me that.
Okay.
Let's get it going. And then 1 year free. I don't know, man. It's either Belize or Kenya. I am leaning towards. I'll go Belize. Last time I was in Kenya, they tried to overthrow the government. I'll go Belize. Well,
My
they didn't try and
week-
overthrow it. They just burnt the Parliament House down.
Yeah.
So Belize.
My
Look at
1 week
look at the ruins and hang out in the jungle. Cool stuff.
is the International Space Station. I want to live on the ISS for a week because I want to see. I want to see the universe.
You want to be where
solar
you want to be where
the
Katy Perry was.
stars.
Okay.
No, I want to be in
All right.
actual space. But I don't want to be an astronaut. I'm not trying to take anyone's thunder. I just want to be on the ISS for a week. For my month, I want to do Iceland because I think it is the most naturally beautiful remote place that we have left, and you can experience so many different kinds of topography and like geological just wonders in one spot, from the waterfalls to the glaciers to the geysers. And I think you could take a whole month and explore Iceland, but I don't want to be there in the winter, but I do want to be there when you can see the northern lights. So those things have to work together. But then for my 1 year, I always go back to Ireland. That's why I came back to this question, because I think living in the Irish countryside for a year would be so relaxing. I'd probably get really bored eventually. So maybe I should do the 1 month in Ireland, but then I have to lose Iceland. But that's okay. I'm taking the eyes. International Space Station, Iceland, Ireland.
All right.
All eyes all the time.
There you go.
There's so many options.
There are a
Anyway,
lot.
I got really in the weeds thinking about this
There are
yesterday.
so many fictitious options when money is no object.
Yes.
And responsibilities don't matter. And you don't have to take into consideration anybody else in your family.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so yes, there are so many options. Tanzania was great. Would love to go
Tanzania would
back
be
there. I
amazing.
wouldn't mind kicking it in Ghana. I got friends who are Liberians, so wouldn't mind kicking it over there, hanging out with them. South Africa is around also.
I could do Italy.
I have to be somewhere where they speak English. I don't want to have to learn
Yeah,
another
that's true.
language, and I don't want to be struggling to do things. So I'm not sure what languages they speak in Japan, in China, in India. So those are all.
I think a
out
lot of
for
them
me.
know English.
Okay. Do they know it and respect
I don't
English
know.
enough
I don't think
for
so.
me to come over there with
because
my
Japan
American
would
ass?
be the kind of place that I would love to explore for a significant period of time.
Really, what's over there other than Kilimanjaro and anime?
Mount Fuji?
And I said Kilimanjaro. I meant Fuji and Hello Kitty and Pokemon.
You have a lot of temples.
Oh,
Yuki Kawamura.
We're going Japan. Japan.
We're going to-
I want to live in
we're going
Yuki's
to Japan,
childhood
baby.
home. I want to live there for a year.
The food. Like, I'm a big sushi person.
I don't care
so
for
I would
sushi
love
like
to eat
that.
a ton of sushi. The automation of things, I think, is fascinating. Just how well operates. Tokyo Disney is supposed to be really cool.
Oh, yeah,
the Disney
it
park
is.
over there is supposed
It
to be
is.
incredible. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks like a really beautiful country.
Okay.
But it's not on my list. I didn't put it on my list. It's just one of the millions of options. Chris has been so sucked into Tanzania TikTok recently.
How?
He's ready to book a trip tomorrow.
How?
I don't know. I don't know how these things. I'm on Amsterdam TikTok. They really get in there quickly.
I got people who would love to show y'all around for a nominal fee. So let me know if y'all are actually trying to plan it.
All right, WNBA action from last night. My biggest crowning achievement as a spouse was the fact that we were jumping back and forth between the end of the Fever Dream game and then the Thunder Timberwolves game started. And Chris was like, well, we have to finish the Fever Dream game. And I was like, hell yeah, we do. And then when Fever Dream came to an end, he goes, time to turn it back to the MNBA. I was like, what did you just say? He's like, time to turn it back to the MNBA. And I said, oh my God. I have a capital A ally in this household. So WNBA, MNBA, we're going to make it a thing. The Fever lost. And thank God, as I said at the top of the show, that my hot take projection was not that the Fever would go undefeated on their way to the WNBA finals, because that would have been out of the question very early into the season. Now 1-1 for the Indiana Fever. I would also like to apologize to the Atlanta Dream, who were not as bad as I had previously concluded based on one game where the Washington Mystics rookies ran all over them. I would also like to add, perhaps the Chicago Sky are even worse of a team than I thought coming out of the Fever's blowout win.
We don't have to do big time projections 2 games in, Jessica. But you
start drawing conclusions.
You're concluding?
Not conclusions. You start theories.
Okay.
You have a rotating power rankings in your head of this team is better than this team, but this team is better than this team.
It's 30-some games in the season.
It's never too... No time like the present, as they say often.
You got it.
The Fever went down in this game. They came back. They had a chance at the end. I was like, oh, gee, I wonder who's going to have the ball in their hands. Caitlin Clark. And then it wasn't Caitlin Clark. And it wasn't Kelsey Mitchell. And it wasn't Aaliyah Boston. The play was drawn up for Natasha Howard. And she actually had an opportunity. She got stuffed on the first attempt, got the ball back on an offensive rebound. I don't think she realized how much time she had on the clock. It felt a little rushed. It was a totally makeable opportunity. Or they could have, I think they had a timeout left, which they could have used as well. All that to say, they lose 91-90. They really struggled with the physicality of the Atlanta Dream, which I do think is something that the Fever are going to have to fight through all season. It was so fun to watch Brittany Griner have as much fun playing basketball as she was having last night. And she was excellent. She looked so smooth offensively. I Googled her age in the middle of the game because I was like, how
34?
old is Brittany Griner? She's 34.
Okay.
And what she's going to do. That was good. Defensively, that's just how she's always been. But in terms of her footwork, her post play was really impressive. She had a handful of just short automatic jumpers that the Fever had nothing to be able to stop that. And between her and Brianna Jones, 2 pickups for the Dream this offseason, I thought last night was a better representation than that first game of what the hope is for them. And what?
I forgot Brianna Jones was there.
Yeah.
Who the hell is playing for the Connecticut Sun now?
No one, which was the other game of the evening. And it is why you will not be surprised that the Connecticut Sun lost to the Aces 87-62.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was so bad. You want to know who plays for the Connecticut Sun?
Who?
Tina Charles.
Okay.
So you got Tina Charles. Their rookie was pretty good last night in her debut. Sanaya Rivers, who played at South Carolina last year. I know people were excited about her play coming out of that, but my God, the Sun, if we are power ranking, they're towards the bottom with my Golden State Valkyries.
I was reading up on their coach yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
I learned she was Asian.
Yes.
And first Asian American coach in professional sports, head coach.
Yep.
And I learned that she's a tough coach, but she wants to be there for the players off of the court with whatever they need.
They're not trying to win games this year. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely
Jessica,
positive.
We are 2 games into the WNBA season.
And I saw their opening night roster, and I said, you are not trying to win games right now.
We all have to do that.
It is, for teams like the Aces and the Fever, you are trying to draw quick data points, in the words of
here we go.
Our old friend Taylor Jenkins.
Gone but not forgotten.
And Jewel Lloyd had 20 points last night, and I saw some of her highlights cross my feed, and that is what you want from Jewel Lloyd, who was the addition for the Aces, and moving on from Kelsey Plum as she goes to the Sparks, and hoping that there is offensive firepower to be had with Jewel Lloyd being inserted into that rotation, along with, of course, Asia Wilson and Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, and just finding more consistent scoring. It felt like last season there were so many times where they just dried up, and so to have somebody like a Jewel Lloyd, if you can keep her efficiency up, that became a problem in Seattle, especially last year. But anyway, a better case for them last night. And then for the Fever, they missed a ton of free throws. They missed a ton of layups. And again, the physicality really did feel as if it had them out of sorts a bit, but they did fight back into that game. They were down double digits throughout it. And I was like, oh, they might get blown out. I'm going to look like an absolute idiot 2 games into the season. Obviously, a lot of season to be played. It felt very reminiscent of last year, where it's just Caitlin Clark And then they did get good performances from both Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. And then outside of that, like, there was really nothing going on for them.
They've got to figure out a way. And everybody, those three have been there, but Bonner and some others, Howard also.
Yes.
They're just now getting there. They've got to find a way to put everybody in positions to be a bit more successful. You go out there and you get all of this help for Caitlin. And kudos to the front office for making that decision. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. It can't constantly be, all right, Caitlin, pound the ball into the court, make something happen. We're going to set you all of the ball screens, allow you to get freed up. You'll either get downhill and take a layup or kick it out, or you'll take the shot, or you'll pass it to Aaliyah Boston in the middle of the court because you're getting double teamed. You got to just say, all right, Caitlin, just bring the ball up the court, give it to Bonner, and clear out. Like there's something to be said for doing that. Be more of a conventional point guard, not for large swaths of the game, but in spurts and in moments. Because that's what you're bringing in all this help for, is to get the ball out of her hand some, so she doesn't have to carry all of the load and all of the weight. They've got to find a way to get the ball out of her hand and then figure out how to play based off of that for spurts in the game. She is a phenomenal player. She's great, but nobody is going to be as effective as they can be late in games and throughout the course of a long season if you've got this type of a workload and usage rate on you. I don't think I acknowledge that she's great. I don't think she's great enough to be used the way that they're using her, or at the rate with which they're using her. They're using her correctly. Just you don't need to use her that much, right? That
was the whole purpose of the reconstruction of this roster.
You can have too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
You can. Switch it up a little bit, and when other people get going, it'll make her job so much easier because you're not then able to come help off of Bonner. You're not able to come help off of Mitchell or Howard or whomever is on the court because they've gotten going as well. And then as far as physicality goes, toughen up.
Yes.
Let's go. Like if that's what happened last night, if that gets to be the book on what you need to do with this Fever team, that there's nothing you can do to scheme around that. You've just got to become more calloused physically and able to handle that type of physicality. You brought up the aces. If they're not getting bigger, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Well, they have to get
I don't know what you do against the Liberty. I don't know if you're the aces. I don't know what you're going to do against the Liberty. I don't know what you're going to do against this Dream
the
team.
Dream. That's
I don't
what
know what you're going to do
against
the Lynx either. Right? Like if you're not going to go out there and get bigger, you're in trouble. And trouble is too harsh of a word to use. Because the Sky are in trouble right now. Right? Like they're not that bad. The Sun are in trouble. They're going to be in the playoffs. It's just eventually you'll play one of those teams in a semifinal round, and then what do? You just don't have the size necessary to compete. It can't be Chelsea Gray out there trying to guard the bigs on other teams.
Caitlin Clark did have 27 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds in the loss. One of the craziest stats I've seen yet. And I feel like we say this all the time. Like, wow, this is one of the craziest Caitlin Clark-related stats that I've seen. Evergreen. She has played 42 games. She now has the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. 42 games, most 25 and 10 games in WNBA history. She is tied for the most 20 and 10 games in WNBA history. Courtney Vandersloot has 10. Diana Taurasi had 9. Sloot has played 430 games. Taurasi played 565 games. Again, Caitlin Clark has played 42 games. That is unbelievable.
Because I know this is getting clipped, I have to say this. What has she won?
Oh, my God. Get out of here.
What has she won? You're naming champions. Has Caitlin Clark won a championship in 42 games? No, get that stat out of here. What are we talking about? Gosh.
She's also the first player in WNBA history to open the season with back-to-back 20-plus point, 10-plus assist games. She's the first player in WNBA history with multiple games at 25-plus points, 10-plus assists, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus made threes. She also is that was her sixth 25-point, 10-assist game, which is what allowed her to pass Sabrina Ionescu for most 25 and 10 games in WNBA history.
And how many
And what
rings
has
does
she
she
won?
have? Did she win a championship in college? No.
So damn fun to watch.
But seriously,
Chris was like,
eventually-
are we actually going to watch every single Fever game this year? Because I was like, 6 o'clock rolled around, said, oh, Fever Dream. And I know I've said that. The Fever Dream are on NBA TV tonight. Can we turn on the game? And he's like, fine with it. We just watch a lot of basketball, so sometimes it's nice. He goes, are we really going to go from all NBA all the time to all WNBA all the time? And I was like, don't worry. We'll have some breaks here and there. But I'm going to watch Fever Dream on Thursday when these two teams play again, and I'm going to watch Fever
Where are they
Liberty on
playing
Saturday.
on Thursday. I mean, what is it back on NBA TV?
Oh, let's see.
Because the kid.
I was going to say, it's in
that.
Atlanta.
The kid
it's on
does not.
Prime.
The kid has Prime.
It's on Prime.
The kid has Prime. The kid will be
Let's
there.
go.
The kid will be there watching.
So I apologize for saying that our first real test of the Fever would be against the New York Liberty. That's on me, Atlanta Dream.
Put respect on the A.
That's on me. I apologize greatly. Alicia Gray, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. How dare I doubt you for even one moment. Quick note, other Fever-related news. That Fever Sky game on Saturday did set the record for the most watched WNBA regular season game ever on ESPN.
Okay.
Ever.
Are we gonna do this all year though?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's what happens.
Okay.
History. We document history in this country. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I don't think we do, but okay, go ahead.
It's up to us. It's up to us, CJ, to make sure that we put these things in the annals of history. 3.1 million peaked audience, 2.7 million average audience for Fever Sky. And the next time they play on ESPN, oh boy. But you want to know where I won't be?
Where?
On Twitter.
Yeah, listen, for that,
On
for
Twitter.
that,
I'm out.
I might be there. 'Cause I
I'm
know
gonna
I
watch
know
basketball games.
It'll be the people with the black berets and the white hoods on there. I can't wait to watch.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do a little WTF Wednesday. Some fun stories from the week. Justin Bieber had a wild post about his wife that we have to get into. Whataburger is being sued for negligence. Bill Belichick and Jordon Hudson might be tying the knot. We'll get into all of it when we come back.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're going to get seeded this. So who's going to actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app. Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back on this here Wednesday. Some WTF stories to end today's show. I was reading the Bill Belichick, Jordon Hudson article that came out in the New York Times, and once it's reached the New York Times, things are always going to escalate to an even further capital J journalistic standard level. New details will emerge, and CJ, I was reading along, and I want you to have the same experience that I had when I got to about the middle of the article, and the reporter of this article is Catherine Rossman. And through this, it says, written by Catherine Rossman. Rossman traveled to Bridgewater and Provincetown, Massachusetts, Hancock and Portland, Maine, and deep into the comments of Jordon Hudson's Instagram. I love going deep into the comments of Jordon Hudson's Instagram. She said, Ms. Hudson has taken control of the management of, and we're of course talking about Bill Belichick, personal brand, and used her new status to her own audacious advantage. She has torpedoed an HBO series and attempted to trademark Mr. Belichick's famous catchphrases. On social media, she has posted a steady stream of photos highlighting their romance. She has hobnobbed with celebrities, promoted political causes, and somehow amassed a real estate portfolio worth more than $8 million, all to the bewilderment of the coach's fans and those close to him, many of whom consider her a distraction. Or worse. And Miss Hudson has told at least one person that she and Mr. Belichick are engaged to be married. We're getting a wedding.
We love love.
We're getting a wedding. I love love. I love love that also might include a beautiful blending of bank accounts and one person who stands to...
Is it blended if I have nothing and you have everything?
Great wealth from this particular romantic saga. They call him the famously grumpy NFL coach. Imagine being Bill Belichick. You won all those championships. You have always been like just an aloof character in the media. And now you've become the secondary character in your own relationship. A relationship that is wildly public, that people will not shut up about. And now you're gonna marry this woman?
Hey.
I think I'm gonna marry you.
Okay, Bruno,
Do you think he proposed to the flash mob? I see Bill Belichick as a flash mob kind of guy.
We saw Bill Belichick smile for the first time. We've seen him laying on the beach, holding her up in the air with his legs. You remember that picture?
Yoga.
He does yoga with this shit.
He's loose.
I bet he did do a flash mob to propose. Right? Like she's changed him. For better or worse, he's a different Bill Belichick. And it's too late. You told me to listen to that Pablo Torre finds out Jordan Rules episode.
Yes.
And the thing that I came away confused by is all of these yes men who at no point will step in. And now it's too late. You've allowed her to consolidate all of the power that is Bill Belichick, right? Now it's too late. But at a certain point, she comes in, you're like, hey, Bill, you've known me how long? You've known her how long?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, if you think that she's doing this, and it seems like the people in his inner circle do, she's using you. You got to stop this and then let it fall where it may after that. But no, Matt Patricia and McDaniels, and I forget which other random ass guy who got there starting the NFL because of Belichick and got a bunch of Super Bowls.
Part of the team.
So we think they're good at football when really it's probably just Belichick, right? You at no point did you dudes want to step in there and be like, hey, listen, this isn't going to end well for you. This is going to end like this. And if that's what you want, fine. You like it, I love it. But you need to know you'll end up blending your bank account with somebody who's got negative dollars. And she'll be the one making all of the business decisions for you going forward. And then let him make his decision.
And the thing is so far the
from there.
business decisions, not the coaching decisions, but the business decisions. Within this article, I think it said that her LinkedIn profile lists her as the chief operating officer of Belichick Productions and chief executive officer of Trouble Club Enterprises. And when it comes to trying to make media things happen, it's been unsuccessful. Like the whole Hard Knock situation where, yes, she demanded that she was going to be granted consent, approval, and partial ownership of the show.
Partial ownership of Hard Knocks.
The show.
Lady, who the hell do you think you are?
Do you get Liev Schreiber's voice? I think not.
What is happening? That's the NF bleeping L. What are you doing, lady?
She seems to operate in a level of a little delusion. Which is, listen, that's how business gets made. There's a lot of dumb people in high operating offices in this land.
She doesn't get to be one of those, and you know why.
Well, she could. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yes, it is much more difficult for women to move up the corporate ladder and into positions of power.
To be delusional,
but she is also attached to a very significant. And I don't want to say you have to attach yourself. That gets into murky territory. But bottom line is, so far she has failed at trying to land these big production moments. And the article goes into another production company, Everwonder. She tried to pitch a similar series to them, and apparently it failed as well. She's also trying to get these trademarks accomplished between No Days Off and Do Your Job.
Those are already trademarked.
You cannot trademark No Days Off and Do Your Job.
They're already trademarked. They're trademarked by the Patriots. Those are Bill Belichick's sayings. Oh. They're trademarked by the Patriots. And so what she's doing, taking a page out of Taylor Swift's book.
Oh, that's right.
Is she's trying to trademark them as Bill's version. So Do Your Job, open parentheses, Bill's version, close parentheses. Right? So, yes, you're right. It is ridiculous to have those types of phrases trademarked.
But
I agree with you, but the Patriots have them trademarked. Chapel Bill is already trademarked. Mm-hmm. She's doing Chapel Bill's version. Which, lady, that's not how that works.
Which, lady, at this point, you should just do Jordan's version because it feels like that's the one running the strings on this. Meanwhile, again, let me remind people, he has a football team to coach this fall. I did see the early ACC power rankings, and UNC is expected to be in the top 6.
I was thirsting.
Of the ACC.
2 days ago, maybe Monday, I was thirsting for Phil Steele's book. I just got a random Twitch started itching. I was like, oh, when's that Phil Steele come out?
I want to read.
You got some more of that Phil Steele?
I want to read about San Jose State.
Oh, you got some more. You got some more of that preseason prognostication. I need it.
I want to read about Akron football.
Come on, give it to me.
On a Tuesday afternoon.
The Tigers play Temple in week 4. Let me tell me about Temple. Come on, Phil. Tell me about it. I need it. I'm okay right now, but the closer we get to June, I'm not going to be well. I need that Phil Steele in my life. Back to Jordan. He does have a team to coach, and her role in doing that is odd. I'm not sure. There have been no reports that say, hey, she's on the field now calling plays. So there's none of that going on.
Yes.
It feels like it's all the business side of things that where she's the active party.
And perhaps they'll get married.
You can't get married during football season as a football coach, can you?
No.
Can you?
I mean, you can.
Jordan
That would be the ultimate.
If they get married in November,
I need mental faculties
know.
to be evaluated because that man's brain broke into a space that is no longer functioning.
Immediately separate those two.
Not.
Immediately.
We have a lot of couple news in WTF today. Did you see Justin Bieber's comments?
I never see Justin Bieber.
Never?
Never.
Never say never.
Is that a Bieber song?
It's a Bieber song. Okay. He was just at Game 7 between the Maple Leafs and the Panthers.
Yeah, I didn't see him there.
You're not watching Le Hockey?
No, not yet.
When will you?
I don't know. When I stop the channel on the hockey.
I think the WNBA has taken my hockey space. But I'll get back there. Don't worry. The Panthers beat the Hurricanes last night 5-2. Anyway, Justin Bieber has now had to apologize to his wife, Hailey, which he's had to do quite a few times in this universe, for insulting her over her Vogue cover. When her Vogue cover came out, Justin Bieber posted on Instagram, "Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because I felt disrespected, I thought I gotta get even. I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by getting even. We're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. So baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover, because clearly I was sadly mistaken." Why are you admitting that you hate your wife? That's crazy behavior.
Wait, is that what you took from that?
Yes.
So, I want to know what the fight was about. I want to know what a random
in the middle of a fight to say, "You'll never be on the cover of Vogue.
Never be on Vogue magazine."
That's such celebrity-ish.
That's how I'm ending every argument with my wife now. I'm gonna go home and pick a fight right now. Be like, hey, shut up. You'll never be on the cover of Vogue magazine, and walk out. That's what I want to know. Was it a legit argument, or were they playing around, goofing around?
Based on how he has talked about her in the past on social media, I'm going to assume that they were not joking around. I would think that it was real. And I just don't understand why people are together when they don't.
Is there problems with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least as it seems.
Okay.
In the world of entertainment.
All right.
There's always little
what little
symbols.
information you've got?
What little information we have has shown us that perhaps there are cracks within this relationship. And then something like that comes out and you're like, oh my God, why? But I also don't care. I just want Justin Bieber to be okay. I don't want him to be mean to his wife. But I'm concerned about Justin Bieber for a multitude of reasons.
You mad at me about picking my socks up? Lady, that's why you'll never be MVP in the WNBA, and then just walk out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. You'll never be invited to the Met Gala.
I think you got to go a little more realistic. With me, I would go you'll never get Ryan Seacrest's approval.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that's harsh, right? See how when it's more relatable, how
you're trying to
heavy
make
that
this
is?
man cry.
And I think he was probably trying to make Hailey cry.
By saying you'll never get on the cover of Vogue?
Yeah.
Is there another magazine he could have used? You'll never be on the cover of Jet magazine. You'll never be a Jet magazine beauty of the week. That's the one I'm going to go with. That's the one. My people know about Jet magazine beauty of the week. Yeah.
Next up, a lawsuit that made me think, can I get more money? Whataburger, shout out Whataburger. Still use my Whataburger water bottle to this day. They've been sued by a customer alleging onions on their burger caused an allergic reaction. A Houston man is seeking monetary relief for more than $250,000 after suffering what he calls serious personal injuries, claiming he had an allergic reaction when onions were not left off of the burger that he ordered.
I struggle with this.
Okay.
Because as a consumer, you want to place your trust in the place to do right by you. And if you've got an onion allergy, you say, hey, I'm allergic to onions, no onions, please. And you want to trust that is not in your dish.
Yes.
However, the practical side of me is, did you not just open the mother bleeping burger and check to see if there were onions in it?
There's some personal agency here.
Yeah.
This is also his second time suing a fast food.
Did he win the first time?
I don't think it's been settled.
Okay.
He sued Sonic for a similar incident where he requested no onions on his burger. And there were onions on his burger. The onions caused him to, quote, feel sick. And he also said he had personal injuries from the incident.
Okay.
Sonic denied his allegations in a court document, saying that he should be required to prove the charges and allegations. Now you have to prove that the onions on your burger that you asked for without onions made you sick. That is an unresolved suit. Obviously, the most current one with Whataburger is an unresolved suit. Do you think it opens a Pandora's box if you were able to sue a restaurant for giving you the wrong order?
If
I ordered a coffee and I ordered it with oat milk, because sometimes whole milk makes my tummy feel some sort of way, and I went home and I had to spend significant time in the bathroom, could I sue the coffee shop for ruining my stomach that day?
If it makes them better and more tentative, I am fine with it. As somebody who gets special ordered food from time to time, like if I get a burger, hey, meat and cheese, that's it.
Yeah, me too.
That's all I want. I don't want no sauce. I don't want tomatoes. You can keep the onions and the lettuce and the pickles. God, please keep the onions and pickles away from me. Every now and then, though, there's onions and pickles on there. There's some mustard on there. And it's annoying, right? It's a nuisance to have to be like, hey, y'all messed up my burger. Can you please? And then, don't get me started about the damn Outback on Union, because all they'll do with the pickle juice, they'll take the burger off and just give me a new bun. They'll wipe wipe the mustard off.
No.
They'll get rid of the pickles. They'll give me a new bun. It's like, yo, it
the pickle
still
juice
smells
on
like
the bun.
pickle and mustard. Make my shit again.
Thank you.
So, yes, I understand like that side of it.
Right.
Like, yes, if it makes everybody a bit better, a bit more attentive, I'm fine with it.
But $250,000. There should be like you get this free for a year.
But do I want it free for a year? They
I
can't
don't
get
know.
my
You
order
can't get
right.
my order right.
Yeah, like come on, man. And
But
really?
I also understand these restaurants are understaffed and fast food places are understaffed.
We're not suing the workers. We're suing the corporation.
Yeah,
the
but
corporation has
inevitably,
no soul.
You think the corporation isn't going to fire the worker who got your order wrong?
Well, let's go.
But then they'll have one less worker.
All right. Well, tough.
That's just going to perpetuate the problem.
You know what? I am for
you
this.
You think wrong orders should be illegal?
I am for this. I am now for it. Thinking about it, I am for this. Who wants to come with me to IHOP on Union? Let's go ahead and shut that bitch down. Let's go ahead and close that down. Let's go ahead right now, everybody. Let's go to IHOP on Union. We can do a class action lawsuit on that god-awful IHOP. It sits on Union Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. It is the worst IHOP
certainly in the country.
IHOP in the country.
Certainly.
And it may be one of the worst chain franchises in the nation right now. We should all go to that IHOP, place our order, and check this out. They're going to get all of them wrong. We're going to go in there like we're the Minnesota Timberwolves shooting the ball from 3 last night.
Yep.
We're going to take 51. We're going to place 51 orders. They're only going to get 20 of them right. And then we can do the class action lawsuit to shut that down. Let's get rid of it. Everybody rally behind that. Let's go. We need to shut that IHOP down.
Shut it down.
Worst part about Memphis,
in the
Tennessee.
chat brings up one of my biggest PTSDs of ordering what I want, because I'm like you. I hate lettuce and tomatoes. I've gotten to the point where I eat salads, so I'll have different kinds of lettuce, but nothing makes me more mad when a perfectly good burger is ruined by lettuce and tomatoes. And the same thing goes for tacos. And when I was a kid, we would go to Taco Bell, and especially with one of my friends, shout out Katie Hone and her mother, Judy, and Judy would drive us to Taco Bell, and I would want 3 hard-shelled beef tacos with just beef and cheese. And she would not allow me to ask for my tacos without lettuce and tomato, because she said that they would spit in my food and they'd spit in the whole order if we made life difficult for them, which honestly, I should put this in my notebook, because this is maybe the beginning of me thinking that my wants and needs were not as important as the Taco Bell worker spitting in the order of everybody. If God forbid, I just didn't want lettuce and tomato. So then they would come with the lettuce and tomato, and I would painstakingly pick the lettuce and tomato, and you're inevitably taking some of the beef and the cheese out with the lettuce and tomato, and I never got good tacos with it. But ultimately, same thing when you did ask for them, when I was with my mom, who let me ask for it without lettuce and tomato, you could tell that they would start to put the lettuce in and then remember that there's not supposed to be lettuce in it, and there'd be little pieces of lettuce everywhere. Or maybe the lettuce was just blended with the taco meat, which is absolutely who knows what.
I am, for the same
Makes
reason
me
as your
upset.
friend, I am not big into sending food back.
Yeah.
So if I have to send it back, I just be like, hey, give me a refund. Because I've seen waiting one too many times, and I've worked in a movie theater where people were doing despicable things to other people's food. Is like,
That's
okay,
disgusting.
I just don't, I don't trust anybody back there, and I can't see them. Go ahead and just give me my money back. And I did that at that raggedy ass IHOP on Union. And do you know what they did? They're like, oh, we don't know you paid with a card. We don't know how to refund you your money. Just take the food. It's like, I don't want to take the damn food. I want my money back. You know what I had to do? I had to go up there the next day when the manager was there. And guess who knew how to do it? Nobody. So the manager also didn't know how to do it. And then she was like, you know what? To hell with it. Here you go. She just gave me money out of the cash register. Why this wasn't done in the first damn place, I don't know. Again, I say, we need to close that damn IHOP.
We get at least one IHOP rant every 3 months. Gotta get rid of that IHOP. 3 to 4 months.
IHOP is holding the city back. That you want Memphis to get to the Big 12. You want the University of Memphis to get to one of these power conferences.
Fix the IHOP.
Show them you're serious. Close that damn IHOP down. Get rid of
Or
that.
fix it. I would love a functioning IHOP. I'd go.
Oh, yeah, I would love a functioning IHOP.
If there was an IHOP downtown, because we know that I refuse to leave the radius of downtown, but if there was a late night IHOP for me to go to, I'd go at least once a month. I love 2 a.m. IHOP.
That IHOP is despicable.
I love crispy bacon.
It's got to be on cursed land.
Yeah. Hey, one quick note, because we were just talking about Bill Belichick. Mac Brown was on SiriusXM College Radio this morning. And Mac Brown revealed that North Carolina has invested money, and lowered academic standards to help Bill Belichick succeed at the University of North Carolina. They've committed money to it. They've helped him with academics. They've lowered those standards. So there's absolutely no reason they shouldn't be successful this season. Mac Brown was like, bye.
Good. We don't go to school to play school. We go to school to play football.
Go to school to play football.
Let's go. Let's go. You want Giannis to come to Memphis? Not with that raggedy ass IHOP still in the city.
Maybe the Grizzlies don't. Well, that would be via trade. But when it comes to free agents, perhaps free agents' odds would drastically improve if there was a respectable IHOP downtown to Midtown.
Hey.
I don't know where. I don't want to say there's no respectable IHOP. I don't want to speak on behalf of all IHOPs. I've only been to one IHOP in the city, and I never went back.
Well, there's one way out in Cordova.
Okay.
That is solid. Right, you go in, you
IHOP's
place your
never
order.
Gonna sponsor this show.
And IHOP, please. I love you also. That's why I'm saying tough conversations, right? We got to have some serious conversations about that raggedy ass joke of a restaurant at IHOP on Union. You guys got to do something about that. Get rid of that. Should have put that on a list. Can we get them sponsored? Be Jessica Benson Show presented by IHOP. And we get rid of that raggedy one off of Union.
It's enough sadness and sass on IHOP for the day.
No, it's not.
Pacers-Knicks game 1 tonight on TNT. Last series ever on TNT. I am more excited for this series than I am for Thunder Timberwolves, and I came to that conclusion while being in the early stages of last night's game. This series I'm amped for. Like, it has all the workings. It has all the fixings of being a really, really entertaining Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1 at Madison Square Garden tonight. Are the fans filtering into the streets celebrating afterwards, CJ? Oh, it's in the Garden. Game 1 in the Garden.
I think 4 seed. I think, okay, you're going on the road. I forget what the Pacers, were they the 6? Were they the...
No, the Pacers are the 4, the Knicks are the 3.
3. Okay, there we go. There it is.
It's
Gotcha.
The Timberwolves are the 6. Like,
Yeah.
so lost in all of this. Like, the Timberwolves should lose to the 1
They
seeded
should be
Oklahoma
getting
City
handled
Thunder.
like
They are
this.
a 6 seed. But Pacers, Knicks,
3-4.
3-4, Madison Square Garden. I'm taking the Knicks on the home court. I'm taking the Knicks tonight. I said the Thunder by 15 last night. They won by 26. I'll take the Knicks by 4. What's your feel?
Knicks by 3.
All right. We'll see how it goes. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. Teresa Walker will join us on a Thursday. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you later. Bye.
Why do I feel like there was another thing in WTF?
There's nothing on the
not,
rundown.
right? Yeah.